so this is not the seed. This is the 4.2 million score run I did last night. I think it starts relatively early in the video. I turned the game audio on, the music, like I think when the jungle starts, so it won't be quite as awkward. This might be the seed here. I'm just going to do a little rundown on each level. Hey Oddbod, thanks. Yeah, so this is the seed here. It started similar to the 3.9 from the other day. I think they're Jedi's here. Yeah, this one wasn't specs on the altar. So the vault's here. I have to not use a rope on this level, so you'll see me do a few things to make the level more navigatable. Is that a word? But yeah, it's a big level. It's probably like 200k on its own. Let's just see what happens when the Jedi is in there. Because I was just looking for a score runix, but you're right, I don't usually do that. Just wanted to do a score run. Okay, so I get some damage there apparently. I get a cape on this altar thing. I also piled up some of these gems here. Hopefully the cursor is showing up. Yeah, it should. Do brute strats, and then you take out this tile here and use a bomb, and it makes the chests separate from the gems. Hey again, Stu. So I also tried to group some of these other gems with the vault, because every gem matters for a dupe. Okay, so I don't actually get the cape for a little bit apparently. There we go. This is where I broke all the items, all the noise with that push block. I don't break this altar. I might have if I had a jetpack, but okay, so let's go to the dupe. There were a bunch of gems up here, which was cool. See how big this dupe was. So I didn't do pot strats on a couple of the pots. I didn't quite have enough for Kapala. I think I'm about ready to dupe here. Hey TTF. It is a big level. I mean, pre-dupe, it was probably over 200k without. Yeah, definitely over 200k without a dupe. But I think I got like a 60k dupe or so. Probably more like an 80 or 90k dupe, actually. But yeah, really big level. So, 1-3, what was in the shop? Oh, there wasn't a shop. Yeah, so I'm kind of rushing at this point because I thought, the run was going to die from resources. Because I really have been abusing the bombs and the Matic to set up dupes. Hey Victor, just going over a run here. So I thought the run might be dying here. There was an altar though, so I was able to get Kapala and also pick up Paste. It's a weak level actually, it's less than 100k. I can't really dupe it with this setup, but some really cool stuff starts happening in the next level, as you'll see. Stupid jump there, I think I missed it a bunch. There we go. Anyway, I used a couple ropes there so I couldn't dupe this level anyway, but I knew I wasn't going to try. I didn't have the resources to set it up. So I used my last bomb on that ruby, and then I want to show you guys what happens in 1-4 is when it really starts getting interesting. I mean, 1-2 was huge, but 1-4, a couple things happen that allow me to dupe. Probably like an 80 or 90k dupe, and I get the best mines I've had or ever seen, but we'll get some better ones. You might not be able to see the shop. I already saw what's in that shop, but my webcam I think covered it. What's in there? Yeah, it's a jetpack. So basically, what I have to do at this point, I had no bombs, the Matic was close to death, and I kind of wanted to see what I could do with the ball and chain and duping, so yeah, the far right item is a jetpack. I'll let you see how I deal with this shopkeeper because she's a little tricky. He can jump over there really easily, but once he was down there I was able to get the jetpack and feel a lot better. I can't get these ceiling gems because I don't have a bomb, and the funny thing is that's what prevents it from being a 600k mines. But how do I deal with this guy again? Oh yeah, I think I just stomp him because, I mean, the run was good, but I didn't know for sure it would go anywhere because the resources were awful. So I get him onto the spikes here. I think I turned the music on in the black market, which is coming up. There's a couple really cool things that happened before the black market too. Yeah, he just jumped on spikes. So did that guy. That's just a rope pile down there. So basically, I clear the level out a bit, and then I break this altar. These gems here, actually it's kind of interesting. I can't ball and chain this whole area unless I Matic through here. So, hey Boots. I'm just going over the run from yesterday. So I have to Matic this sapphire, and then these 3 tiles, I think. I might Matic that too, just to make it a little easier. But I make sure I break the altar first, because the Matic was really weak at this point. But I was able to like transport the Matic over through this area with the ball and chain, like over all of that. So I set up some noise destruction spots. This cape needs to break, so I got this push block for it. Basically, you just work your way from the top to the bottom, freeing up gems, making the level more navigatable. So basically, the score was already huge, so I thought I might get a 600k mines with this dupe, but I don't quite. Basically just try to avoid all the gems, get them all towards the bottom. It's a little bit tricky because this gem here, you're gonna have to use a Matic swing to make it, to put it in the pile, basically. And I couldn't get rid of this lantern. I can't get that lantern out of there. It might not be noise when it's on the wall, but I suspect it is. So let's go to the dupe. I want to make sure I'm done with this in time for the touring. I should be. We're already almost through the mines. Yeah, this level was really big to begin with, but let's see where we're at. I had to do a couple things with the Matic on the bottom layer here to group everything together. No, it causes a glitch. I mean, it's in the code, but it was definitely unintended. That makes the money duplicate when you get it all grouped together and eliminate a lot of the other items in the level. So, Die let me know that the ball and chain doesn't count as noise, because I wasn't sure if I should hold the Matic or the ball and chain when I pick up the pile here. So for those who don't know, noise is items with higher precedence than gems, so you have to crush it. It's that's a simple explanation. It's a lot more complicated, and I still don't understand it. Hey Meow, no, I'm just going over the scoring from yesterday. So when you hold on to an item, it doesn't count as noise. So I found out you can just set the ball down and pick up the Matic. Lining these up on the right, I heard was better. I don't know why. Meowmix actually just told me that. I don't dupe the sapphire there. Alright, so I go from... I just picked that up, I think. Yeah. Alright, so here comes the dupe. I think I paused for a little while, yeah, because I was talking to Die. I wanted to ask him if I should hold the Matic or the ball and chain. Speed it up a little. So, pretty massive dupe. And if I had a bomb, I could have got higher precedence. It's confusing. I mean, score runs are all about glitches at this point. I've kind of just accepted that. If I had a bomb, I probably would have used it to just get a 600k mines, but we'll see some from Mazrak or Spef or a lot of other people who could. So, this Matic at this point was extremely weak, so something really cool actually happens in the next level with the Matic. So, actually, this is a really nice robbery, so I'll show it too. It's pretty cool. I'll go ahead and let this play for a minute here. I just realized my fan's on and I don't need it on for this, so I turned it off and the audio should be a little more pleasant to your ears. So this is a really tricky shop to rob actually, but got a little bit lucky that I could get a hold of a boomerang. When do I turn on the music? So basically I want to have that ball in the doorway and trigger him really slowly. So a really cool thing about this level is this Matic has one swing left. So wait until you see where the black market is. That sounds like a Reddit quote. But anyway, oh yeah, here we go. Alright. It'll be a little bit less awkward now. Got the music going. So it should start ticking. Yeah. So this whole area over here is blocked off. I can't get in there with I can't get in there unless I use the Matic, and the black market is up there. So you probably already see where this is going. Whoops. Yeah. Alright, here we go. I had to use one Matic swing to get into that sub room. And the Matic broke. So yeah, this is VLC. I wouldn't, and there's no bombs on this level, so I would not have been able to continue the run if the Mac didn't have one swing left. So, thankfully I'm able to get a shotgun up there. Yeah, I know, that was crazy. Some other crazy things happened in this run. It's more entertaining than the 3.9. It was also a lot more annoying because I had to ball and chain so long. Like, I think 1-4 to the mothership. Okay, so this level wasn't that good, which is a little surprising because Tiki Villages are usually pretty good for score runs, surprisingly. I've had some loaded Tiki Villages, but not this one. I think it was under 100k. I don't think I had to skip anything here. That crate's just ropes. I can get in there, it just took a while. So I'll fast forward the rest of this level. I'll show the initial black market robbery, because that's... Okay, so it was a 74k level, which is bad, but I think I almost die here. Not really, I mean, if you time those jumps, it's usually okay. Oh, yeah, he does get out a bit. Alright, it's pretty safe at that point. So, this was a very... I found shift in the right arrow. Okay, thanks. Hey, that helps a lot. Thanks, Pojo. Okay, so the bad thing here is this market only had 9 bombs and a Matic, so I knew I was going to be stuck with a ball and chain for a long time at this point. Let's just go through the market quickly because it's kind of uneventful. I used the Matic on the bottom layer some. So the next level things get pretty crazy. So I go into this level with a Matic, ball and chain, only 7 bombs. I have some HP. I know, where are the bombs? But it's something I really don't like to see, but it's also good in a way. I got a rushing water level. So that's, I get trolled here pretty hard actually with the Exit Keeper. So this level can be really hard to deal with, especially since I don't have a gun. I mean, it's really hard to kill old Bitey with the ball and chain attached. So some interesting stuff happens here. One good thing was the vault was here, so I was able to get a hold of a gun. Let me show you the troll stuff that happens with the Exit Keeper here. I end up wasting some bombs basically. So he's not in a good spot to bomb. If he walked over to the left there, I think I could have got him, but I think I barely, yeah, I missed him by a couple pixels. So this should have worked. This next thing I do should have worked, but sometimes it just like brushes against the side of him and doesn't stick to him, especially if it like hit this exit platform, which is what happened. So at this point I'm like, well, this run's probably gonna die. And it almost does. Even if I get a hold of this Matic, or the shotgun, which I do. Brute strats there. No sense in trying to dupe this level. I can't eliminate noise. So right now, Shopkeeper's in the water with old Bitey. Okay, here's where something interesting happens. I'll let it play from here. I won't spoil it. But yeah, I die here. Just kidding. So I'm trying to take out that piranha. Oh no. Oh no. I get shot. There's a ghost. There's old Bitey. There's this piranhas, ball and chain, and a shopkeeper. There he is again. So I end up with 2 HP. At this point I'm like, why am I alive? What happened? But this is a reason. It's kind of a nightmare to get an old Bitey level when you're ball and chain in the jungle. If you have a ton of bombs though, it can work alright. But you have to kill old Bitey in creative ways without bombs if you have the ball and chain. I'll show how I deal with the shopkeeper. Okay. Speed up. I think it's coming up here. Thankfully, it only took 2 bombs to get him. You really don't want to have to do that, especially with my bomb count. But the run was sort of a YOLO at this point. The score was so good, I was trying pretty hard, but thankfully we got Shopkeeper there. And then, so old Bitey, once you have this situation, sometimes you can, I made a mistake here, kind of. In a way, not. I ended up making more money this way, but I bring the Matic into the water, and I don't realize until after it's in the water that I'm not going to be able to get it back up. I try with a few things, but it doesn't work. So I can't take a hit from old Bitey because he deals 2 damage, so I had to be really careful here, trying to lure him to one side at a time. There's 2 shotguns down there, so I had the idea to brute strat old Bitey, but I end up not doing that. It would have worked, but there was enough room to shotgun him, basically. There weren't any vault chests, unfortunately. Now, another thing that comes up in this situation is, see that idol? I really want that idol. It's a lot easier to get with a pitcher's mitt, but I don't have a pitcher's mitt yet. I think I get the idol thing on my first try, which is really cool. Is it still there? Yeah. So it has some neat physics in the water that allow it to sometimes go up high enough, but it can't get out of the water. It can only land on, like, terrain. Like, it could land here. I don't use this block, because, for one thing, it's not near the exit, but this is a really nice cubby for it. I've spent way too much time trying to get the idol in this situation before, but thankfully, there's some terrain up here. Nice high terrain up here. and it ends up being like, I think it landed there right now. I was kind of surprised, yeah. So I wanted to get that into exit right away, but that's always really cool when that happens. So this level ended up being, I ended up skipping like one. Yeah, it's a lot easier to get without the ball and chain. I needed the ball and chain. So the upper right I had to skip on this level, but it's just a triad and a gem. I could have bombed into it, but alright. We've got about 25 minutes left before, I guess I could take this close to noon. I just want to make sure I'm done with this by the time the races start. Right, so nothing else really happens here except I can't get the Matic. Let's see how big that level was. But yeah, I can't get the Matic at this point, so that sucked because it had a lot of juice left. The Matic helped me get some stuff underneath the level though. So nothing really interesting in 2-4, I think. Yeah, there's just an idol. It ends up being a decent level. Shopkeeper killed himself. There were 2 bomb bags in 2-4, which really helped a ton. So I end up entering the ice caves with .1, just barely 1.1, and I had 6 bombs. And I thought I was kind of screwed with my resources, but yeah, bomb shop. So ice will go by pretty quick. I tried to dupe this pile here. I don't actually think it duped. Maybe I got a gem, but the first 2 ice cave levels weren't. I did one cool thing there. Maybe I could show it. Yeah, there we go. T showed me how to do that. It's pretty hard with ball and chain, but it works. And I didn't want to use a rope because I had a dupe I was attempting up here, and I wanted to get rid of the landmine with it because my bombs aren't low. But okay, so in 3-2, I get another 15 bombs, which is fantastic, and the run really started to feel quite doable at this point. Let's see. 3-3 had the Moai head and idol. Again, just not much happens in the ice caves. I'll show you the vault dupe though. I get a really nice vault dupe here. The vault was in 3-3. Show you how I set it up. So I end up using some of these nice resources I got. Should be close. Yeah, I'm getting rid of the chests in the vault, which can be tricky. Alright, now it's all set up. Got a really nice setup for a dupe. All the noise in the level is eliminated. And I think I get a pretty substantial dupe here. I used that bomb there to get rid of that parachute, because that's some noise. I didn't pick that up right away because the bomb particles count as noise. So, I'll get it on the next pass. We're good on time. I should be done by like 11:50 or so. Alright, so I go for this dupe. There was probably about 80k there, so I got like an extra 110k there, which is pretty ridiculous. So 268k for an Ice Caves level is huge. So my score was ahead of the other record at this point, so I do something I used to do in the past, this corpse stack thing, so I could survive an explosion in the mothership. It doesn't end up happening, but I wanted to have 11 HP into the mothership. So I don't think anything crazy happens in the mothership. I tried to dupe it. I think I probably got like an extra 10k. Mothership dupes don't seem to work that well. I don't know why. I got a much kinder mothership than last time. set up a couple piles, but they didn't really dupe. I opened up the robot before I attempted the dupes too. So the safe spot here, I think I just throw them at, yeah, I throw them over here on the left. So this is a pretty big level. Oh yeah, this was awful, nightmare. This is the highest score I've ever had into the temple, but you'll see why the score teeters off a little bit. So, hey Dank, I can't remember if I said hi to you yet. So that was a really big 3.4.2. They're usually not that big. So basically, I had no specs, which is awful. Something cool that happened is the robot does not pick up the torch on his own. He has to like glitch out and pick it up, and he did. So I was able to move around with the torch for a little bit. Very little though, because I found a safe spot immediately, thankfully. So another bad thing, there's no push blocks in ice, but you can, you don't have to use push blocks to align the gems. It just, it doesn't actually help that much. It's not that important. It just, the push blocks are more useful for eliminating noise. But you can eliminate the noise in the ice caves by throwing items into the abyss. Oh, no push blocks in ice for the permastun bug. That's right, that's right. Also, hey Mindsack. So basically, the torches basically destroy the dupe in dark levels. You can't dupe here, which really sucks because the vault's here. This could have been like a 500k level, but instead it's like 250, which is still a good level, but this level was very nerve-wracking, and I wanted to attempt to hired help dupe the vault, but I try a lot of things with the hired hand, but he ends up not helping at all. I didn't get any hired help dupes in the run, even though I keep him alive. But I accidentally walked into the vault. I had it set up to hired help dupe, but I accidentally walk into it. It's fine though, it's fine. I'll get hired help dupes better on my next one if I get another one going. Hey Wheel, thanks. So basically, I don't walk into the vault unghosted. I get it ghosted at least, so. So anyway, yeah, that was me accidentally walking into it and then thinking, what? Because I can't see. I can't see. I don't have specs. But that's basically the gist of it for this level. Over 2 million into 4.2 is still pretty huge. 234 is good, but for a vault level, it's kind of average, I guess. I didn't get any scarabs. Let's get past the dinging there. Sorry about that. I guess I let that count up. Okay, so something different I try that we haven't done on score runs yet. I think Speff did it on daily once. I try to keep the hired hand alive as long as I can in case some levels have too much noise. Then you want to do a hired hand dupe instead, but they're sketchy. They're sketchier than the render dupes. They're harder to do, harder to set up, work less. They're more pixel perfect. So anyway, the first thing that went through my mind here was this mummy's going to die on these tikis and this lava, so I just start going ham with these bombs because I don't want that mummy to turn into unavoidable noise. But I also saw this lava spout and was just like, okay, this is probably going to be a hired help dupe level instead. And there's some other things that make it a hired help dupe level. There's like another mummy dies, but I do get a hired hand in a safe spot. I killed that mummy. I think I just at this point decided I was going for a hired hand dupe. So I can go ahead and go all the way to the hired hand dupe here. I get the setup really nice actually, but I make one small error which could have cost as much as 200k because the hired help dupe doesn't work. But I'll show you how I set it up. This was me looking at Milk's video of the hired help dupe. Whoops. As you can see, a lot of things can go wrong when you're trying to keep the hired hand alive late game. So here I'm getting the hired help to try to do this hired help dupe. There was also the possibility it would do a little bit of a render dupe. Hey Wayne. Thanks. Hey Boner King and Walrus. So the noise meta began a couple weeks back. So I'll show you my attempt at the hired hand dupe. The mistake I make is I pick him up instead of just letting him unstun. I set everything up right, I drop him at the right time, everything's fine except I picked him up. So I didn't get a dupe, which was sad. But it seems doable enough to try it in runs. Score has the potential to get pretty bonkers with hired help dupe. It's already pretty bonkers. But I wasn't worried about that. I feel like we're still not into hired help duping as a strat. Like, people haven't been getting it yet. I think I got a small one. Nice striker. I think I got a small one in the 3.6. But I'll still be trying them. They just, I need to practice how to do it on levels besides the temple. Because I know how to do it in the temple, and that would have worked if I put the hired hand, if I didn't pick the hired hand up, I think. You basically want to drop him when the bomb explodes in that setup, and it works pretty consistently. But anyway, the City of Gold ended up being a huge City of Gold. I take some damage, fast forward. I take some damage trying to keep this little bastard alive. I think I just tank an arrow or something, I don't know. But there's this push bot glitch. I got a pitcher's mitt like in 3-4 or something. I got pretty lucky. So at this point, what you want to do for the render duping is get a hold of a shotgun, so you can do what's called an insertion switch. Rip that pot. I'm kind of rushing because you want to get a hold of the mummies before they die. I did not get to that one in time. So I'm just making my way to the shotgun as quickly as I can. I think there's only a couple scarabs. But I did get this scarab. So I think the shopkeeper might be dead already. There was another mummy that I couldn't handle. I shouldn't be breaking this stuff yet, but I wanted the level to be a little more navigatable. I think I get hit by this arrow. Yeah. That could have been a disaster. Saw it right. I had a lot of... Well, I didn't have a lot of health. But I do in a bit. So, once I figured out what was going on with the level, I get a hold of this shotgun. Thankfully, he's dead, but he's usually not a problem. Most of the threats are gone. So I take the shotgun and do this insertion switch. You shoot it at the cannon until the bullets are in front of the cannon, which happened really quickly. So I got this switch really quickly there. So then what you do is you kill a mummy. I farmed vomit first, and I didn't know at the time that you're not supposed to do that. I have to talk to Twabit about it. But I don't think, What's wrong with this guy? Well, people tried to help you. Okay, so yeah, I ran into a few arrows. It was I don't know why, but honestly, I end up doing the City of Gold really well aside from taking random damage. So there's not much else to this level. Yeah, that's exactly what Tuabit said, Mind's Eye. So you think I'd want to make sure the shotgun bullets are in front of the cannon again after farming? I have to double check that, but considering I got such a big City of Gold, I think the insertion switch ended up proper. So basically, this insertion switch I keep talking about is just changes some of the precedence on the mummy wrappings. Cool, Ix. I should be done in time for a little sound check. I'll probably give you just a random call at like 11:50 or so. But if you're busy, that's cool. I'm pretty sure it'll work just fine. I got my normal setup. Thanks, King. Hey. So, the way you want to do the City of Gold now, the current meta is work from the bottom to the top. I got a really big City of Gold. This was like 650k without a dupe. Rip Ruby. Rip Ruby. That sucks. That was probably the biggest mistake in the City of Gold, so it's fine. And you want to do dupes in stacks of 128 or less items, because if you have more than 128 items, the additional items don't duplicate. They have no chance of duplicating, so they also aren't whippable. So you go from the bottom because you want to align everything with a push block, and also to eliminate noise. This walrus guy. Yeah, and you have to collect all of the nuggets up that you can't get into the pile before you do the dupe. That's why I'm grabbing all this stuff up top. The orange, hey Groot, thanks. Good luck on your race today. I'm just going over that run from yesterday. The orange cloud doesn't mean the dupe worked, I don't think. This guy's just chilling here this whole time. I don't get anything out of this hired hand. Well, he helps me move capes around in hell. You'll see that. So anyway, I already did one dupe. I think I do this in 4 piles. I'm doing the alignment because it just works better and it's more convenient to work from the bottom up. I think 4 piles, no matter how big the City of Gold is, will never be cause more than 128 spawns at once, but I'm not sure on that. 4 piles seems to work fine. 3 does too on smaller City of Golds, I think. So I'm using this corpse because I want to keep these bombs. I think I missed it once, yeah. But I'm being really careful not to unalign the dupe pile. So you want to run into the pile from the right, or from the left like that. And that was a pretty big dupe. That was the second one, I think. I think I do 2 more. There was 1 more. There was the last. Oh, there's. I might have done this in 5 piles. I think it was 4 though. So I got 1 dupe left. The last run was 3.2 out of the City of Gold, and this one gets just over 3 mil, I think. Yeah. So I was a little bit behind my record at this point, but I got a terrible hell on the record, and I got a fantastic hell on this one. So here's the last alignment. You can put like a corpse to the left of these guys to get all the money on the right of the push block. I'm not sure if it's important to do the cash grab from the left, actually. I just heard that, and I don't know why. I don't know why it wouldn't work to align it from the right. I think I messed up. Oh no, I did that right. I just wanted to get all these items onto the right. Alright, so got about 20 minutes left, so I shouldn't padiddle around too much. I put the hired hand down there so I could get the money in the upper right, where the hired hand was chilling. So 826k. It was actually 832k. On primotendo.com/s. I have the score splits. The money hired hand picks up doesn't show up in the transition screen, so he picked up 6k of random gold while I was doing all the explosions and stuff, basically. So I get a good Olmec. Yeah, you should be able to seal. I haven't really experimented enough with it yet. Something troll that happened on this Olmec was I really just wanted to get to put the hired hand. He picked up a gem there, but it doesn't matter. Can't ghost here. There were no push blocks above Olmec, which is rare, very rare. I wanted to use the push block mitt glitch up top and keep the hired hand out of the way, but I ended up having to, you can see him there, I ended up having to stick him in this corner. But it worked fine because the hell door is more towards the center. Anyway, I set up a decent dupe here using a couple bombs because since I had the hired hand, I wasn't able to save the Hawkman corpse. And the Hawkman got crushed. You can use the Hawkman to do more precise cannon shots and sometimes bombing. But I still get a pretty decent dupe here. I picked up all the... You gotta pick up all the loose stuff before you try the dupe. I should have tried a hired hand dupe here, but I really don't know how to do the hired hand dupe without the temple setup yet. I kept them as like a backup strat. So I did get a little bit of a dupe there. I think I probably got like 40k of a dupe, which is big for Olmec, because I think there's a lot of noise on Olmec to begin with. I'm pretty good at setting up the dupes now. Thanks, Milk. Someone just walked in the door. I hope it's not my nephews because I have to do commentary. But anyway, it would be hard to get into hell if you drain Olmec. So 3.18 into hell. Really good. Whoa, sorry, that was a little loud. There weren't like obvious safe spots on this one. Speeding it up a bit. So we got 3 levels left. I got about 20 minutes, so... Alright. Honestly not a whole lot to showcase in hell. Just the levels were good. They were decent. Well, except this level wasn't that good, but there were no lava spouts. So... So this is where I knew I was going to be able to get a really nice dupe, because there's no lava spouts. There's also an altar on every hell level. Yeah, it's not my nephew, it's just my brother. So, I'll go ahead and skip most of this. Nothing too scary happens in hell, thankfully. It's hard to get rid of the cape sometimes. I accidentally picked some up there. But it's okay, it helped. I was able to get rid of the cape because of it. So I don't go for a hired help dupe because this level was set up really well for render duping. I think I used a couple bombs up there, yeah. So 211, the level itself was only like 100k, so I really got a good dupe there. This level, I think, takes a long time to find a safe spot. So the score at this point is really good. I knew I needed at least one more dupe or a 5-3 altar to get 4 million, though. Fun fact, Kinney Bro invented the boomerang Ankh Keeper kill strategy. I think he just was in and out of here. But I'm going over to his place in a couple hours. So there's a lava spout here, which sucks. I saw the lava spout and I'm like, damn, probably can't dupe this level. But it's a really big level. And I can keep the lava spout to 2 tiles. I think each length of each tile for the lava spout counts as 10 noise, which is a lot of noise. Like, I think capes and stuff are only 1. But the best you can do is try to keep it at 2 tiles. So I get, as you can see, an altar every level in hell. It's crazy. But I put the hired hand over on this by this altar. He ends up dying to Magma Men, but it's fine because I used him to carry some capes actually first, but he dies to Magma Men from above because I had to keep that. Yeah, there's his corpse. Rip Robot. He will not be forgotten. Yeah, a lot of people have been testing how much noise each individual item is. So, there was an idol here, that was big. I didn't do the monkey, which I maybe should have. I've tried to dupe monkey gold on top of other gems and don't get a dupe at all though, so I think something funky goes on there. I need to learn more. But I could have done the monkey at the very end actually, probably will next time. Anyway, this level, it didn't dupe as much as 5-1, but it was just a huge level. I mean, it duped still. I want to show you actually one thing I tried with that spike ball. Yeah, that's scary. So you'll see, I almost lost the run to this. Oops. Yeah. So I shoot this at a bad time. I very easily could have died. I should have timed that better. But I set the dupe up right because of that. I put the altar monkey in a pile of vault gems once and then tried to dupe it all at once and it didn't dupe. But I might have done something else wrong in level. So at this point I don't have to worry about the lava spout, I'm just getting some of the extra gems. So 244k, I would say that level was probably close to 200k on its own. It had an idol, it had a lot of gems. So I think I still got a dupe with the lava spout, but I think it was less of a dupe than in 5-1. But you can still dupe with the lava spout, it's just not that much. So when I entered this level, I know you need 3.76 into Yama for 4 million. So I knew I only needed like 100k level. So after I saw this idol, I knew that it was 4 mil. And there were also a lot of gems already, so I was kind of nervous at that point, but I got really nervous when I saw down here the Kali altar. There's all these spikes and stuff and some weird enemies. I was actually really nervous at this point, which is rare for me on a score run lately because of like the duping. I know the scores are going to be so high, but for some reason I was just nervous here. But held it together and stuff. There's a couple capes. Yeah, like it's already enough to go to Yama and be a record, but yeah, obviously I want to handle everything first. I do this dupe with some capes because they ended up like directly on top of gems, and I didn't want to deal with that. It would have been, I probably wouldn't have duped at all. But I used this guy to crush some, you can also use falling platforms, but I used this guy to crush some capes. Some of the capes I was able to separate. Nothing too crazy happened in hell. I didn't come close to dying really at all after the rushing water level. The dark level was just really stressful, but overall this was a really good, I played this run really well, so I was happier with it than the other one. I didn't make an error on Yama, but with the advent of HH duping, it's still potentially not even close to where we'll end up with score, but I'm not sure. Depends what people do. So I had a little bit of trouble setting up this dupe because of the altar at the bottom. I couldn't get the gems over there easily, but eventually I was able to. I used the corpse strat, I think. This was kind of scary. Would have been so sad to lose it at that point. So anyway, I have to pick up some of that stuff. Alright, we're almost done, guys. We're almost done. And about corpses don't count as noise. I use that spike ball to get rid of that rock. Yeah, the corpses don't count as noise. They're also really useful to save bombs, is why I keep them around a lot of the time, but they can also be annoying. Like Mazarak gets rid of them, and I understand why. Sometimes I do too. Okay, so I was pretty nervous here. I got a dupe there. It's almost record into Yama. So I was kind of nervous. I opted to leave the shotgun sitting out because I think it's only one noise, or really small noise, because I really wanted to take the shotgun into Yama. I didn't want to have some kind of weird spike ball error like I did on the last one. So I was fine with that, and it still duped a ton. The There's one spike ball here, but it actually helps with the alignment. I'll let this play for a little bit. You know what, I guess I'll just let the Yama fight play. I have to get ready for a post here. Let's see. Moss ranking stream should be live now. Yeah, when you go into the Yama with the ghost, you can definitely die. It's scary. It's rare, but weird things can happen. You can get hit by an imp when you're trying to get rid of the ball and chain. Getting rid of the cape noise. Okay, so Moss ranking is live. Getting rid of the rock noise. Just kind of took my time here. You can't do the easy rope kill on Yama when you're trying to dupe him, because you don't want to use the rope. So you have to do something funky like bomb him like that, but it's fine. You want to get rid of his hands, you want to get the crates. These lava spouts are some noise. I think I was contemplating that. That's why you don't really get a huge dupe on Yama. It would have been nice if I could have brought the hired hand in here, but I feel like he would have been hard to keep alive. Maybe in one of the upper corners. I don't know. We'll probably get to the point where we're doing that, though. Hey, Thunder. I'm about to host a channel that's doing a Spelunky tournament, and I'll be doing commentary on it. This is just a rundown of a score run I did yesterday. Because I did it offline, I wanted to give people a rundown of it. So I'm getting rid of that cape, because it counts as noise. I don't think the chains count as noise, but maybe they do. Thanks, Thunder. How's it going? It was a really big run. I think it'll be beaten relatively soon now. I'm not sure though. Just because of all the new tech. Hey, thanks, Malungo. As you can see, I'm just, like, oftentimes I'll just rush Yama, but I was kind of nervous. Getting rid of the shotgun noise. I don't accidentally screw up and lose gems on this one, which was nice, because that was pretty painful on the 3.9. Almost done, almost done. But yeah, most people probably know, since I've been talking about it throughout the stream, but I'll be doing commentary for the first 2 hours of the All Shortcuts tournament in about 10 minutes. I was wondering why you haven't been streaming, Thunder. Hope it's going alright. So, one good thing about having a spike ball on one of the outer layers here is you can use it for alignment. It's actually really nice. So I bring it down pretty safely. It doesn't crush any gems this time. So I actually end up getting some dupe here. Not a huge dupe because of the lava noise. There's a spout on each side. That's me again looking at it thinking, is it 2 tiles or 3? I think it's 3. It should be 3. So, yeah, normally you get 320k on a ghosted Yama. I get about 350k. So I got a 30k dupe. I don't know how many gems that is. Oh, 6 gems. Someone's in and out of the house. Hopefully it's relatively quiet in the house for the commentary, because I'm not going to use push to talk. Okay, so I get to use this spike ball. I was still nervous at this point for some reason. I get to use this spike ball to align this better. It's not really necessary, but it probably helps a bit. getting them all on like the same pixel. So I think I saw Mazrak. I didn't have them ghosted yet. I think I saw Mazrak do a flip hang, and I didn't want to risk blowing up the spike ball, so I went ahead and did the flip hang here. But it really shouldn't make a difference. We're still kind of learning. Well, I couldn't get... I think I had to make a hole in the terrain, so it might have been hard to align. I could have on the left, though, you're right. So I got like a 30k dupe. And here we go. Just wanted to exit and get it done with. 6 minutes for Yama, it really isn't too bad for setting everything up. Alright, so I hope you guys enjoyed the rundown of the new score record. Like I said, it'll probably get beaten relatively soon by Mazarag, Speth, maybe me if I try more hard help duping, and many other people. But for now, it's the first 4 mil run, and it was really fun. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and host the Moss Ranking Twitch channel. In about 5 minutes, they'll be starting a tournament. I didn't really have time to do a sound check with them, but it should work just fine. Yeah, thanks for hanging out, and let's raid Moss Ranking. The raid message is going to be GL Runners. I'll type it in chat. So, thanks for hanging out.